That is a theory that you've held for about 2 years, that Mr. Cooper had come from the upper portion of the parking lot here and made a turn and then passed the second camera at the right door.
That was a theory that I had in the time frame of July through October of 2008. I haven't revisited that theory until my testimony yesterday.
When you testified to it yesterday in the morning.
Yes, sir.
And then when you came back from lunch, you explained that, in fact, the camera, the way that it's pointed, was picking up Mr. Cooper's car driving down this aisle here as opposed to here. And you said he had come down from this side and made the turn, meaning that he had taken the northern route, not the southern route.
I testified that he did come down through here. I'm unable to conclude, and I do not recall any testimony pertaining to it establishing a northern versus a southern route.
Why is it that your opinion changed between the morning and the afternoon yesterday?
Again, in considering my testimony and recalling the doors, I had recalled that during subsequent visits to this location from October the 8th until the present, that particular door faces out to here, and this one goes directly out. And again, it's me trying to wrap my mind around looking from the inside out, from the outside in, because of the angles of the doors.
When you testified in the afternoon, you didn't explain that you were changing your testimony, did you?
I believe that I did. I believe that I indicated this was the route that was coming in.
You didn't say that your testimony in the morning had been a mistake.
I don't recall that statement.
You did not explain why it was your testimony had changed.
I don't recall being asked any question about that question.
Prior to yesterday, you believed that Mr. Cooper had taken the southern route to Harris Teeter on the 640 trip.
No, sir. I didn't make a determination on which route he had come.
And until your testimony in the afternoon, you believed there was some significance to him taking the southern route.
We're talking about two separate trips.
On the second trip.
I cannot determine which route that he takes based on the camera.
If you were to come from the north that direction, could you get to this part of the parking lot, the eastern part of the parking lot, without passing in front of those cameras on the right entrance door? Or I'm sorry, the left entrance door right here?
Not from what I've been able to judge with the camera footage on those dates.
Okay. So this is the left camera door, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Detective, did the defendant ever tell you how he came back to Harris Teeter on the second trip on July 12th?
No, sir, he did not.
Did you ever learn that from something the defendant said?
Yes, sir, I did.
And how did you learn that?
By reviewing a deposition he filed. Or excuse me, it was completed.
That deposition, how did the defendant say that he traveled to Harris Teeter the second time?
Yes, sir. He stated that he turned left from Wallsburg Court onto Lockmere Drive, took a left onto Cary Parkway, turned left and traveled on Tryon Road to the intersection of Kildare Farm Road, turned left on Kildare Farm Road to the Harris Teeter.
And did the defendant say in that when he allegedly received a phone call from his house?
He stated that he received the phone call when he was in the area of Tryon Road and Kildare Farm Road.
And if you went that northern route, that is to take Cary Parkway and Tryon Road, how would you come into that Harris Teeter?
Yes, sir. You could enter up here at an entrance just north and come into the parking lot, and again, come across the parking lot and weave down through the medians. The preferred method would be to come down to the stoplight, turn right, and then turn left and travel down into the parking lot of Harris Teeter.
And if you turn right there, it brings you into this left part of the west part of the parking lot, correct?
Yes, sir.
If you went that way, how would you get into the eastern part of the parking lot?
You would have to travel down here to directly in front of the business and then turn left to come over and access this eastern part of the parking lot of the Harris Teeter.
And that would bring you in front of this left camera, correct?
Yes, sir.
What time is reflected on this camera?
This is 6:21 and 45 seconds in the morning.
And what do you see occur at this point?
What I observed is a vehicle that's going to travel in this area in this area.
Is that the vehicle that you refer to?
Yes, sir.
And what kind of vehicle does that appear to be?
That appears to be Mr. Cooper's vehicle, Brad Cooper's 325i BMW passenger vehicle.
Detective, the next time the defendant's car is seen in these videos, what camera does it occur on?
Occurs on this particular camera, the left entry camera, and it occurs up in the upper left area of the screen right here at approximately 6:41 and 37 seconds. Right
That
there.
movement up there?
Yes, sir.
And to be clear, that vehicle is coming what direction in front of that camera?
Yes, sir. That green that we saw directly in front of the camera, it's this area right here. That vehicle's traveling down from this area.
When the second trip at 6:41, when the defendant's car appears on that little snippet of that camera.
Yes, sir.
Does this change your opinion as to, or can you tell as to where that car likely is?
Yes, sir. The second trip is different from the first in that the vehicle is noted, however, briefly, right about in this area, because as you're looking out of the camera, you can see a truck that's parked in one of these two spots that are occupied by that blue or white vehicle. And there's a truck backed in, and you'll see just a snippet of the white BMW in this area as it's traveling.
Going back to this Google view, could you point to that area where you see the snippet of the defendant's car?
Yes, sir. It would be right over here in this area.